Hey guys, this is AK-47 Master here, back with another episode of Top 5 Tuesdays, and today I decided I would bring you guys the 5 scariest slash creepiest experiences and or things that creep me out. And these aren't going to be like, top 5 scariest horror movies that I've seen, because personally those don't really affect me. What really affects me are the actual real life experiences that you can't always explain, or you can't always answer, and you can't always like describe how or what caused that experience to happen. So some of these are going to be pretty practical, some of them are going to be a little unpractical. So let's start off with a practical one. Number 5. I have a fear of bugs. I am Misty. I am Misty from the Pokemon anime because I hate bugs. I absolutely despise them. I mean, they don't look aesthetically pleasing. They don't sound aesthetically pleasing. Well, yeah, like when they hiss or whatever, that thing's disgusting, man. I hate it. It makes me cringe. And I know I sound like a little pussy ass. Uh, yeah, you could finish that sentence. But yeah, you know what I mean. I just hate it. I just can't deal with it. So that was pretty simple, you know what I mean? There's not much I could say about bugs. I can't do a whole commentary on bugs, but since these are 5 things that creep me out, I thought I put that in there and I get it out of the way first and foremost. So second one is going to be a little more political. Actually, a couple of them are going to be pretty political. So starting off with this one, my 4th fear is actually getting drafted. Now, what do I mean? Back in the day, back in the 60s, back in Nam, during the Vietnam War, America wanted to go in, but there wasn't enough people actively supporting and volunteering in the military to actually go. A lot of people pulled out. Nobody wanted to be bothered. So what did America do? Well, in genius, good old smart America decided to have a draft, and any male over the age of 18 was pretty much forced to go to Nam and get drafted unless they had a medical condition and or were mentally unstable, I believe. Or yeah, I believe it was mentally unstable, but they did drugs in Nam, so obviously they weren't stable mentally when they got there, that's for sure. But I mean, the whole draft thing and everything caused a lot of buzz and rebellion. Then of course Woodstock happened in '69 and the hippie movement and everything. It was a big deal and it was a big slap in the face to American citizens. So I feel like, imagine if they had a modern day draft. Like, it would be chaos. It would be terrible for the American people. And I am turning 18 in a few months. Well, like 7, 9, 8 months. So that's kind of something that's becoming a reality for me. So I hope we don't get into any major conflicts. Cough, cough, World War III. Uh, yeah, I just hope that we're safe for the next few years and I don't get drafted. I'm not that generation that gets drafted and history doesn't repeat itself. Okay, so number 3, again, another political one. It has to do with retirement and Social Security and pensions, which is something that the current generation, may not even get to reap the benefits of. Because as far as I'm concerned, my history teacher was pretty keen in terms of economics and government as well as history, says that Social Security and pensions are becoming more of a myth than a reality nowadays because many people are gonna be or gonna not gonna be able to have the benefits of them in the next few years, like 30, 20 years. They might disappear if the economy remains in the state that it currently is. This is what she said. As far as I know, this is what she said. I believe those are the reasons, because let's face it, the economy sucks in America. For those of you watching in the UK, you probably are aware of this. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the UK, so I don't know why they would know what's going on in the US. But yeah, the US economy sucks, and it's been sucking for years, since 2007, 2008, when it crashed. The stock market, it didn't crash like it did back in like 1929, but it was pretty bad for the time. And we haven't really recovered all that much from what I can tell. I'm not sure. I'm not an employed worker, so I'm not really concerned or very keen on these subjects. But I just know I don't want these problems when I get older. That's why I'm putting this in. This is why I kind of fear it. So we got through 2 political ones. We got through a practical one. Let's get into a more creepy subject. Stalking. I hate when I sense that someone is actually watching me. Creepily, I mean, not in the cute sense. I don't know how you could cutely stalk someone, but yeah, I hate stalking. I think that's because I actually live in a uh, pretty small and pretty closed-in area. I live in an apartment building in New York, in Brooklyn, particularly, and we live pretty close to each other. The walls have ears, and a lot of times I could sense that someone's probably watching me, like my neighbor. The window's closed right now, so they probably can't hear me, but whenever I'm sitting here, usually there's at least one or two people there across from the building, and they'll be intently looking at me. And I just feel that creeps the shit out of me. I absolutely hate it. It's not cool. It's not cute by any means. And I wish people would just stop it. But humans are gonna be humans. They're gonna be creepy. I mean, if you ever been on a public transit or train or bus, you can tell there's just those people, usually they're older, that just want to stare and look at anybody and probably look down at them sometimes, which absolutely is bullshit. That's completely just condescending bullcrap, and I think that's absolutely stupid for someone to look at someone and glare at them and continue to stare at them even when the person stares back. So yeah, and that's the most awkward thing when you're sitting on the train and you know someone's staring at you. Well, you kind of got an idea, but then you look just to make sure they actually are intently staring at you. Then you quickly turn around like, you're actually that fucking creepy. I don't know. That happens to me a couple of times. I learned to cope with it and deal with it, so I don't really care nowadays. But still, what the hell, man? What the hell? All right, so now getting into the final number one thing that completely scares me and kind of irks me and worries me is not having a legacy to present or to have or a story to tell after I'm gone. Because everybody's life acts out like a film. Everyone's life acts out like a story and a plot, and you're the main character and you get to choose the main cast. And there's always going to be those supporting casts, and there's going to be those people that you don't really want in your film or story, but you kind of need to have them there to kind of teach you a lesson, like in actual films. And I just wish that when I'm gone, I'll have a story, I'll have an epic, I'll have something to show that my life wasn't useless, my life wasn't a joke, it wasn't something that could be thrown away easily or discarded, And I felt through my 17 years of living, I've had a pretty good life so far, you know what I mean? And I kind of wish I could build up on that in the near future. I mean, I just took my SAT. That's like the first step into adult education, which is my idea of college, whatever, and anything past college, law school, medical school, pre-med, pre-law, postgraduate, things like that. And I think it's kind of scary when I think about the future, because I honestly don't know what it holds for me. I'm excited to see what happens in the future, but at the same time, I kind of don't know if it'll be what I expect. And a lot of times, it's not what you expect. I can't say from experience, but yeah, that's all I can really say on those topics for now. So be sure to leave in the comments anything that creeps you out and or scares you or just kind of worries you, like the future. The future, I think, is something that scares and worries everybody. So be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Leave any suggestions for next week, and with that, I am signing off, guys. It's AK-47 Master. See you guys in the next video.